Food poisoning expert reveals the 6 items he refuses to eat and advises us to do the same. After 20 years' experience dealing with food poisoning lawsuits, there are certain items David Marler has sworn off. Whether it's a hangover from student days, or simply an innate thriftiness, many of us have a liberal attitude towards food sell-by dates and hygiene. If it smells okay, it should be okay to eat. Because most of us know when it's genuinely unwise to eat something, right? That pink barbecue sausage, that funky smelling egg, that gray meat, etc. We can rely on our bodies and common sense to tell the difference between the bad stuff and the good stuff. But one man in particular has made a distinction between dangerous food poisoning foods and items which he deems safe to eat, and some of them may come as a surprise. Why should we be listening to him? Attorney Bill Marler has spent 20 years working on food poisoning lawsuits, and this experience has led him to swear off certain items and dishes. As The Independent reports, Bill is litigating suits against Chipotle after the chain's E. coli and norovirus outbreaks, and has won in excess of $600 million in damages for foodborne illness cases. These are the 6 surprising items which scare him the most. 1. Raw oysters. High in zinc and a supposed aphrodisiac, there is a dark side to oysters, hence they're top of Marler's list. He says he has seen more foodborne illnesses linked to shellfish in the past 5 years than in the 2 preceding decade, and it's down to global warming, rather than any bad food hygiene practices. 2. Pre-packaged, cut and washed fruit and vegetables. Strong words from Marler on these, who says he avoids buying these like the plague. The reason? The long production line and risk of contamination owing to how much the washed, prepped and packaged items are handled. 3. Raw sprouts. Sprouts have plenty of detractors, and Marler is one of them. There have been more than 30 bacterial outbreaks of Salmonella and E. coli over the last 20 years, and these have informed Marler's decision to not eat them. There have been too many outbreaks to not pay attention to the risk of sprout contamination. 4. Undercooked meat. Ordering a well-done steak may be sacrilege in some parts of the world, but Marler remains adamant it's bad news to do otherwise. He advises that meat needs to be cooked to 160 degrees throughout in order to kill the bacteria which causes E. coli or Salmonella. 5. Eggs. These probably come as no surprise to anyone. But even though the odds of getting food poisoning from uncooked eggs is a lot lower than it was 2 decades ago, David still suggests avoiding them. 6. Unpasteurized milk and juices. While there is an argument suggesting pasteurization depletes milk and juices of its natural nutritious value, Marler advises that skipping this safety step means an increased risk of contamination by bacteria, viruses, and parasites.